This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is. How you feeling, my man? How you feeling on this Friday?
Hey, man, it's Friday. It's the end of the week. Get ready for some football tomorrow, and it's gonna be a good day, man. Spend the whole day in front of the couch watching football. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, couch. You're not traveling to
Not traveling to
lovely
Temple.
Philadelphia?
No Philadelphia trip for me. I told you I'm taking on more responsibility, so I'll be watching FSU Clemson. I'll be watching Miami Temple, and then Ohio State Notre Dame. They want my opinion on all three games, so I will be opining on all three games that I watch all night long.
It's the smarter thing to do, anyways.
Yeah.
If you're the Athletic, bro, why would you want to send you to Temple? Like, see and I think we talked about this earlier in the week. Boredom is back, bro, and
Yeah.
I love it. And I love it because that means you're a good team again. And I should be bored out of my effing mind in the middle of the third quarter on Saturday watching the Canes, because you should hand them their ass. And so
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of all of this. So why is the Athletic going to send you somewhere where now the Canes are back? Well, not back, but back enough to kick asses like this, keep you at home, keep you safe, and you cover a couple of games. That's a smart move right there. You know?
Yeah.
The only thing you're really missing out on is a Philly cheesesteak. Let's be honest.
Which brother, if you've seen me, you know I could miss a Philly cheesesteak. So you know it's not gonna hurt my physique missing a Philly cheesesteak.
Okay. By the way, Jalen Waddle's still in protocol. McDaniel doesn't want to definitely rule him out for Sunday, but I ruled him out 3 days ago for you guys. I told you he wasn't playing. He's not playing. So, whatever they want to do. I actually thought today they would put him out there like, stretching or whatever. So the media would write, okay, limited. And then that way they would keep them. What? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. McD said Waddle will practice today, said he's still in protocol. That's exactly, there we go. That's what I expected. Still said they'll see how it progresses tomorrow. Said they'll wait until Waddle clears protocol to decide. Okay, so that's what I expect. That's the responsible thing to do. Put him out there. He can go through the stretching. They write, oh, he's limited, and then they have to prepare for him when he really isn't playing Sunday. So whatever. But that's how you do it. How about for the Canes? Any injuries that we should be concerned?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the five guys that got knocked out of the Texas A&M game with injuries, the three starting defensive linemen, Mark Fletcher, the running back, and then, of course, Cam Kitchens. We'll find out. I don't know that Mario's going to want to rush any of them back. He sounded optimistic. But listen, they got a bye week after this week. So that's another week. You don't have to put their bodies out there. They could make the trip and just be there as emergency, right? Like, or just play limited snaps type of deal where you don't really need them to play. So, look, they got the job done last week against Bethune-Cookman with backups. Temple's a 23.5-point underdog going into this game. Yes. I don't think you're going to need your top dogs to beat Temple.
No, and after what happened to Cam, this is a beautiful thing right now for him to give him some rest. Get him healthy, and you get another week off after that. I to me, at least the Cam Kitchens one, I would not rush that young man back. And the beauty of Cam Kitchens also, okay, this is not one of those guys that needs to go out and prove himself to the NFL and the world and all that shit. Everybody knows already he's a badass. Right. So missing a game or two is not going to hurt his draft status whatsoever. Whereas maybe some other guys that haven't proven themselves and they're running out on eligibility, they might have that issue. The good thing for Cam is there's a healthy amount of respect for who he is as a player anyway. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And look, they put themselves in this position, right?
That's right.
Between the transfer portal and all the other pickups and the freshmen that they have, this is another good opportunity to get those guys reps while he's out. You get those guys to get some valuable playing experience. So when Cam is gone, you have somebody who's played, right? Who's had a couple starts under their belt and gone out there and slayed the dragon, so to speak. So we'll see. But I would suspect the two defensive linemen that I saw without any issues, which was Nigel Kelly and Branson Dean. I didn't see them wearing any brace, anything on their. I would suspect those guys will probably play. I'm more skeptical about the other three, just because again, there's no need to rush him back after concussion/neck injuries and things of that nature.
Anything a Canes fan should be worried about in this matchup?
Just health. I mean, that's the main thing, right? You want to be healthy going into ACC play, and so just avoid the injuries in this game. I think Miami's going to come out there and dominate up front of the line of scrimmage because Mario's built them that way. So I don't expect them to have much trouble. This is a team that lost to Rutgers 36-7. I know Greg Schiano's at Rutgers and is doing a pretty good job. But hey, if Rutgers can beat them 36-7, Miami should be able to do the same at least, right? Playmakers have. Tyler Van Dyke's playing at a high level. What I want to see from them is a little bit more crispness in the passing game when it comes to Colby Young. Little fewer drops, right? Because he fumbled. He had a couple drops earlier this year. Just get the chemistry going with him so that it's really hot and ready to go when you got to go up to North Carolina in a few weeks. That's the next big game, really. Georgia Tech's going to have a decent offense. They're 1-2. They can score some points. Just go into the bye week with some positive momentum, man. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Georgia Tech has learned how to pass the ball now. That's actually a good thing. They actually figured out that the ball goes in the air also. There at Georgia Tech, so they got rid of that guy and said, "Hey, they throw everywhere else. Why don't we start doing that?"
Right.
This is basically the Manny Diaz Memorial game, right?
The Temple game, right. And the Al Golden, I mean, we could call it the Al Golden Bowl. We can call this the Manny Diaz Bowl, whatever people want to call it.
But did this game come from those Manny Diaz negotiations?
No. This was from a while back, a sort of leftover game from what I remembered that Miami and Temple were going to play. So,
okay, all right.
I think it's actually from the Big East days, way back when. So,
shit, really?
Yeah, I think there was another time when Miami was supposed to play Temple, probably about 10 or 12 years ago. It didn't get done, and they just sort of pushed it ahead.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy stuff, dude. I didn't know. I thought this was like a Manny Diaz thing. Like, no. Okay, we'll give you Manny Diaz, but you gotta come here to play us. All right, we'll do that. Whatever. I mean, that's what I kind of thought it was, man. Really, that's interesting. Wow, I did not know that this is a leftover game from that long ago. All right. Recruiting. What's the latest?
Jeremiah Smith is the guy that they're really after, the number one player in the country, in my mind, number one receiver, certainly. He played last night on national television. Him and Chaminade took on Miami Central. It was a great game over there at Travis Powell Stadium, and they're going to keep the heat on him. He said some really good things about Miami. He said, look, Shannon Dawson and Mario promised me the offense was going to look different. It looks different. So that's going to be a battle that goes all the way down to signing day for that kid. But look, they're looking to flip some kids. There's some high priority targets, guys that they've pursued for a while. When that happens, I don't know. I mean, from usually once the football season starts, once we get into September, we don't see a lot of flips in the middle of the season. We usually see it towards November, December, when those kids, right, when those kids are like, hey, I've seen the coaching changes. I know which coaches have left now, and etc. So you'll probably see more of that then than you will right now. But there's certainly a lot of kids that I think have taken notice of the changes Miami's made offensively and how good they're playing, that it's going to help them flip some guys.
Dude, it's what we've talked about over and over again in this segment. As the increments of success happen, then you start convincing everybody else that this is the right place. But for years, the incompetence, the losing, all of that, you convince people that this is not the right place. And that's what Mario has to do. He has to erase the memories of the last 20 years and show them, no, man, we're back to when I was a player here. Right. This is how it's going to be. And as you continue to mount these wins and you're dominating them, and then you're also doing it in a much cleaner fashion, that you're not making a whole bunch of mistakes and you're looking great offensively and you're looking better defensively. Now kids nobody wants to join, the Titanic, bro. Yeah. Like if you're telling you the ship is sinking, buy me a ticket. I'll be on there. Yeah, let me go. I want to go. Yeah. No, you're not doing that. You're not buying a ticket to join the Titanic. That's what the Canes were for many, many years now. And Mario, to his credit, bro, he has stuck to his guns. He has stayed incredibly positive and throughout this whole thing. And I think now it's starting to pay off, dude.
Proof of concept. Proof of concept is what they call it. It's one thing to sell a dream; it's another thing to start to make it happen. And I think for all of these, all of these kids, they got to see it. They want to be shown, because the thing is, the Ohio States of the world, they can turn around and say, "Hey, you see those guys on Sundays?
Right.
Those are our guys. Hey,
Right.
did you see us play in the college football playoff last year? We almost beat Georgia. It went down to the wire. Our kicker missed a field goal."
Right.
That's proof of concept. And until you have proof of concept, it's really hard to get the kind of buy-in that you want. You can, the first year, to me, when you're building a program, you're going to get kids to have, I'm a part of this no matter what. I'm excited. I'm going to be the first one fighting. It's the second line and the third line and the fourth line of recruits that have to sort of see something, because now you have something to show for it. So that's why that win was so important. And I think ultimately here, this team wins 9 or 10 games, they're going to have a fabulous recruiting class. They're going to get some really good transfers to come in here, because Mario will have proof of concept. He will have something that is tangible and not just a belief.
I'm with you there. So a artist that leaves a great band and then goes on their own to have a great career. Okay?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, Paul McCartney. Who's number one there? I was going to throw in Tupac.
Ooh.
The problem is that the Digital Underground cannot be considered a great band.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's the problem. Tupac is great, but you kind of
somebody who went solo. Well, I think Beyonce would have to qualify, right? Because Destiny's Child was another one that was.
Would you consider Destiny's Child a great band?
They had a lot of number one hits, from what I remember. So I think you would have to consider Beyonce up there as far as the females are concerned. She'd have to be up there very, very high.
Diana Ross,
yeah,
and Stevie Nicks.
Yep, absolutely. Personally, I'd go with Stevie Nicks because I love her music. But you can't go wrong with any of those choices, though. They're all great. Who's number one, though? If we had to tab number, probably Michael Jackson, just because he all the number one singles and just the way his career took. He was the biggest global superstar at one point.
Yeah. The other guy was Phil Collins that I forgot.
Yeah. Phil Collins is another one, right, from Genesis.
He would be like my number two behind Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Phil Collins, boy, my God, Phil Collins. Genesis is great, but he left, and my God, the amount of hits, the amount of movies that have his music.
Yeah.
And cartoons for kids too, on top of all of that. My God. He's at another level, bro. Another level.
Yep. Yeah. I think certainly Beyonce would make the top 3, though. I think you'd have to consider.
Yeah. I'm not a big Beyonce fan.
Right.
But I do love Destiny's Child's music. I do like black music. Hers, like her and Taylor Swift, I can kind of do without
right? Yeah, I
can kind of do without that. It's like I love Black Eyed Peas. I could care less about Fergie.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I love No Doubt.
Right, Gwen Stefani's not. Yeah,
you can have Gwen Stefani's music, bro. Now, No Doubt. Oh my God, I love No Doubt, bro. Love No Doubt. Great music, dude. Great.
Sometimes the breakups aren't the best thing.
No. Yeah, I love 10,000 Maniacs.
Yeah.
I think Molly Merchant did all right solo, but her 10,000 Maniacs stuff is just absolutely at another level. Bjork did better on her own than with the Sugar Cubes. That I'll give the Icelandic one a little love there. All right, what are you working on The Athletic so folks can check you out, my friends?
Yeah, we had a ton of stories come out this week, ACC related. We had an ACC mailbag. We had our ACC power rankings. I did a feature story on IMG Academy with Chris Kamrani, who's one of our best reporters. I spent a lot of time going back and forth to IMG and just sort of a big picture. They're just sort of a fascinating program because they've got most guys in the NFL right now, 14 NFL players on rosters, and so, a lot to read over at The Athletic. There's a ton of great content from all of our college football writers, and whether you want college football, soccer, NFL, whatever, it's all there. We got a tremendous team.
And follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll talk on Tuesday.
All right, brother. You take care.
You got it. There you go.